off eBay. These are my flight stick setup. Currently, so I got my VKB left-handed flight stick, which is going to remain. This is racing and flying. This is obviously the SideTech Logitech Throttle Quadrant, the basic one. Does the job. Yeah, it's kind of alright. Well, the reversers don't always work on some of the. Like the reversers work, but not on a lot of some of the PNG DG doesn't pick it up on that when it goes out reverse mode and all that. So I need a more dedicated switch now. Dog's barking, I have to wait. I found this guy off eBay because I want something that's solid. Got real metal handles, nice finish, and it's for actual turbo prop. I make this work and extend it. Does it have anything inside it? There's just levers. So the idea is that I want to be able to have my throttles and then go to the reverser mode, which is like a notch there. So it stops there, that'll be like 0 throttle. And when I go to reversers, instead of flipping the lever, it goes onto there. So I have a switch on the bottom. So I want that's like that. I have a switch on the bottom. It's hard to do with holding the camera because it's quite a stiff thing. So now that's in reverse mode. And yeah, pop it up. It clicks in. That's on the bottom. And see, when they go at the top, there's not that. They should go a bit more. So I'm going to probably extend these slots. You see why in the back. Now for the middle, obviously you've got propeller pitch or conditioner for the propeller conditioning, and it also goes to feather mode again. So you'll stop there, which is slightly higher. By the way, you can make them all the same. So this is going to dual as when they're flying like a if I'm flying with Cessna 414, say, then the 414 throttle obviously, and then the middle ones will be for the propeller pitch, and the end one is obviously mixture. And I'll make them the same, and I'll paint this red and this blue. So I'll make them longer. But you also got a cutoff. The fuel cutoff will be on the switch, which should be assigned to Microsoft Flight Sim. Now, if you want to fly turboprop, it's exactly like this set up. And now if you want to fly a commercial jet like 737 or something, 310 there on my screen, then these will be like the engines left and right. So the 74, you'll be running 2 engines on this, and that is the right engine. We did 2 right engines, but generally most now are 2 engine jets. If I want to throw in the 72, I'll actually assign this one and save the profile so that I've got 3 throttles, and I might make these longer, so they're the same length or just a little bit longer. So that when I want to fly 3 engines, I can either fly that or all 4. I could assign all these 4, or I might make some different ends to extend it. Make them like, so I got 4. Oh dog, right. So the other part of this is doing away with. I've got a 3D drawing. I looked online. Oh no. SketchUp. I think it's called SketchUp. I got or 3CAD. One of those. It's from Netherlands, and it looks quite good. So you can design stuff in 2D, 3D, which you can do for components. So for the actual circuit boards and potometers, I'm going to buy this one. I got this off eBay, used, but they're only been opened and tested. So they're relatively brand new, really. So you're going to box this, a lot of weight in that. So basically all the guts are this, photometers, got 6 axes, probably remain a normal flat to save the hassle. So it's got 6 axes. I won't be using all this crap at the back. It'll be all rehoused. I've been making my own housing. You've got to house this into this. Now this will have an extension on the back, which will fasten or seat in, or I could make my own box slightly bigger and longer, and then I'll maybe wider spacing. These are a little taller, but this is what I call a cadet's one. There's nothing inside. I'll show you the levers and everything. You've got these like cam-shaped lobes. They basically, in real life, I would believe these would be for balance, for weight. When you move them up and down, they'd move. And obviously, I may extend the slots so they can come further. But I've got to join. Let me see. So I really want to now. I move these all back. You might just start to see. I've got my pen. On here, there's a little area with a little notch, kind of screw hole. So I'll have a rod from there, which will then go to the other lever and potometers. And the wiring, I don't want really any wires on here. So all the reverse thrusters I want on here is going on the bottom, so there's no wires interfering or bent going to break. Now to do this, let's put this down. I made a little quick job. This before I got my Honeycomb Bravo, and it's actually the reverse way around on here. Hey, you came in. How did you open the door? So, and then they got like a triangle shape, you see at the bottom. That's to hold them stable so they don't flex. And these are the balance of the weights. So I want like a switch on the bottom. This represents a lever like normal. This is in reverse mode down. Activate that switch. I can actually use the same switch, use it in reverses on the Bravo. And then there's a little hole there, you can have a little rod. And that'll go, there's actually a big cog into a small potometer of the Honeycomb Bravo. And it actually is sat in a cage, so I can use that cage, mount in the box and extend this. And they go wider and have these offset, these. Yeah, that's all coming up. A lot of work. I could do little mock-ups drawings, 2D, 3D drawings, and then make little components and do a little rig, like open base, a flat piece of wood, and I'll have my throttles there and linkages, and I'll put the little cage basket part of the open section of the Honeycomb Bravo, just with the Potometers, and the levers actually have holes to see in a video, so I can probably put a link between it or somehow work it out, or just put really good, what I might end up doing is just put the proper handles on and I've adapted it to the actual Honeycomb Bravo system, but run through a box like this. Or you keep it on the front part and then make a new one that's less. I don't want all that cowling at the back, that's all going to go anyway. So I just got off the components and the parts. Now it's going to be so don't make a little unboxing of the Honeycomb Bravo box for them. Probably a lot on the internet, but this is just from a project doing to make these parts of that. Tumblers and switch gears and circuitry into a very small compact box, Throttle Quadrant box. A bit like this one. I call this Cadet one. There's nothing inside it as such, but it moves, the levers move. And they got these cam lobes, and that stops dust and excuse me, it's for like weight balance. And in real world aviation, that'd be like balance cams there. And then you see this triangle base, like these feet, that keeps it stable and secure, strong. It's got a spring loaded there, you can see a little spring there, spring in the middle. So this concept, I call it the cadet box, because it's basically for, I guess, in cadets or something where let's do research but there is no potometers, there's nothing inside, no electrics. So it's more like a demonstration, I don't know, a show or like a training place, just to show different what's what. I should colour code a bit, but I guess it's not in the real plane if it's like this. But I'm going to colour code them. So the idea is to get in here, and may have to make a new one of these slightly wider, so it transitions to width of these axes, and it's a straight join, and maybe even use the handles. Might be able to improvise, and the switch electrics so they're all underneath. We'll see. Yes, put it straight. Used to that. Okay, let's go. This is what we're going to be working with. It goes down, off, like that. And I don't really think there's no point making it lower, that's fine. But to make it higher, I can go another few degrees, so it's straight up nearly. Or at least to, let's pull them back. At least make the notches up to this mark at the bottom of here. I might make a new face plate, we'll see. But I'm definitely going to have to extend that to get more precision. There's a small amount of leverage there. If I wasn't using the notches, I could go right down to the bottom and it might be accurate to the honeycomb. We'll see. We'll see. This is like day one planning. Sleeve up. Get slide. JA aviation. Commercial jetliner systems. You have 4. It's all different setups. You can have singles, twins, 2 inches, I guess you have 3 inches as well. 1. Plastic on the top. Not bad weight. Close to the clamp. Brand new, plastic on it. Clamps there, USBs in there. What you really want to see. Smells new. That's quite a nice texture on that. You see these are dust guards. Ventilation at the back. Okay. So really, on these, when you open them up, I've seen them already on YouTube. This is just all the parts in here. This is just colour and this is fetch. So this is going. Now, while we're here, rolling the camera, let's just compare the width. Like twice. Well, bigger gaps. A third bigger could have this. Which is okay, the more width there, more room. And so I'm able to utilise the levers of here and the cams with the weight into these things. Because these have already got, that's a shame, isn't it? You've only got the nuts, you got all rigged up for if you want to go bowing. That just gives me an idea. Because this has got the detail, I have to work out how that is. That's where my notch is going to be on there. And then it detects it, so there will be bottom there. It will know that's like reverse. Or however it needs to be. No, it's, I don't know what this system is. There's a different notch. That'll be cut off if that was in a jewel. Okay, well, we'll see. Not too bad of quality. A bit weird to put on. Oh, it's going to go all the way down, that's why I've done that. Alright, yeah, let me just pop in. Nice duck, just when you're not in using them, just put the dust covers back on. Yeah, I like that. It's got the film on there. I think you're putting power switches on here as well. And label here is a bit cheap. And they're on and off, on and off. Oh, so one APU door. Well, they are the lights, and then these are whatever you want them to be. You just assign them, put stickers on. It's all up in a minute. And the gear lever. That's pretty. It's no like camera effect. I might be able to rebuild that. So I've got a camera spring that really locks over like cloak. I can design something better than that probably. Trim wheel. Now that's interesting. Very close. I can tighten it. Just tighten the trim now. That's alright now though. Does it go all the way through? splish like. Turn it. No. So it just does the levers, okay. But I can utilise the tin wheel. I mean the motor's there, the wheels, it's okay for what I need. I've got the GA thing on it if I need. But to be honest, yeah, I might just end up using like that. Try and put the other throttles on. See? There we go. I'm going to try that out shortly. See you in the video. But now I'm going to try and get all that into there. As I do like, no. That detent might actually work with these proper notches. I'm just going to make them all the same. So I'm going to look into that. So, thanks for watching. Happy flying.